Hi, my name is Phil. I like to talk about politics. In this video, I'd like to discuss the fact that medical PPE produced in and desperately required by the UK is not actually being used in Britain, but is being sent to tax havens. I guess that is what government ministers would call home. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, then please subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon. So The National, which is a Scottish newspaper, has reported that although we're not ordering PPE from British manufacturers who say they can absolutely supply us if we only get in touch, the government is apparently not being as tight-fisted when it comes to their precious tax havens. In a Department for Health report, the newspaper noted a little section which went on to say, "We are also working closely with colleagues in the Crown dependencies and overseas territories to understand their needs and have already made significant stock available to them." Now, don't get me wrong, we have a duty to these lands too, and it's right that we are making adequate stocks available. That is not the issue. What I need explaining to me is why we're ensuring that medical equipment is made available to the Cayman Islands and Guernsey, which is just so happens to be where these people keep their money to avoid paying taxes, but not the mainlands of Britain. And this is just one aspect of our PPE procurement descending into utter madness this week. The Health Secretary, Matt Hancock, is still claiming that the EU procurement scheme was not adequate for our needs. So they've come up with all sorts of reasons why we didn't join it, all sorts of nonsense. Another one he's trying to plug now is, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So is he really saying that because the EU order alone wouldn't have supplied enough PPE for us, that, well, let's not just order anything? Or if we can't get exactly what we need, we just won't have anything. Other countries have put in their own orders alongside the EU order. And guess what? They are getting enough PPE. And not just for their healthcare workers. No. Even shop assistants have face masks. In the UK, we're being told that the government shouldn't advise the public to wear masks. Not because the science doesn't advise it, it absolutely does, but because it would further restrict stocks of PPE for the NHS. Another cabinet minister, Theresa Coffey, tried to say that the country was in a better state now in regard to PPE than if we'd joined the scheme. She's actually literally said, if we'd have joined the scheme, we'd have been in a worse position. Well, the other countries involved in the procurement scheme are receiving their orders now. We've run out. And it just seems odd to me that of all the countries that joined the scheme, who are now, as I say, receiving their orders and have not run out in their hospitals, clinics or care homes, but we have run out in many hospitals. And she also admitted that the government could have joined the scheme on at least 3 occasions, but chose not to, contradicting her colleague, Matt Hancock. But then, quite frankly, there is documentary proof, not just evidence, documentary proof that contradicts Matt Hancock anyway. So there's quite frankly no point in trying to cover for him at this stage. More on that in another video today, I think, though. But the Doctors Association has said that only 52% of medics are carrying out high-risk procedures with the correct gowns. 52% of high-risk procedures. Goodness alone knows what the percentage would drop to if we're talking about all surgical procedures, because presumably the high-risk procedures are prioritised for PPE, and yet only half of them are even getting that. So what about the other ones that are not considered as high risk? What percentage of nurses, doctors and paramedics are carrying out their activities without appropriate PPE in total? Would it even be in single figures? I already noted that the official guidance from the Royal College of Nursing is not to treat COVID patients if those nurses are not being provided with adequate PPE to do so. But of course, even if they were, what about the nurses treating patients who you don't know have the infection but do anyway? Because there could be quite a lot of us are infected and don't actually know about it. That is one of the more damaging aspects of this virus. That's what public health experts are saying, pandemic experts saying. This virus is so dangerous because most people who become infected don't display symptoms, or when they do display symptoms, it's not until a long time later. So it gives you the opportunity to think you're fine and go and infect loads more people. The simple fact of the matter is that the British government has lots of ways in which it could have gotten the PPE we need for all parts of the UK. it had access to the EU procurement scheme, which is currently delivering on that order, as well as manufacturers in both the UK and elsewhere that have been stepping up production to meet the global demand. I ordered some face masks recently. They were dispatched pretty quickly, not from this country, got them from China. They were dispatched almost immediately. They took a while to get here because it's come from China, but they were dispatched almost immediately. You know, the stocks are there. The stocks are there. And if you put in a large order, you can get high priority on these things. The government tried to give the impression that we are at the back of a long queue, but this is untrue. Not only are manufacturers in the UK saying that they can complete some orders within a week, but the gowns that we've just had flown in have now arrived. They were only ordered a matter of... Don't imagine these were ordered months ago. They were ordered a matter of days ago. If we want to bulk buy a load of PPE, testing kits or other medical equipment, we need only put the orders in. That is the message we are getting from manufacturers, and it is a message backed up by the fact that we are the only country in Europe to be having these PPE difficulties. Isn't it great being an independent nation outside of the EU? Yes. But anyway, that's my reading of it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, don't forget to click the like button. And if you'd like to support the channel further, then please also click the Patreon link for details. And until next time, I'll see you later.